Hello and welcome to me, to my channel and to this. The Nakamichi BX-2 cassette deck from 1982. Gorgeous as it is, this one has a few problems. Namely, with the fast forward and rewind functions, and the issues being that they don't work. So even though it still plays and sounds utterly fabulous, the rewind and fast forward not working is kind of inconvenient. So today I'm going to take it apart and see if I can fix it. Now I'm hoping this is a pretty straightforward fix and one that you can do at home as well. I'm 90% certain it's going to be the idler tyre, which is relatively inexpensive and quite easy to do. And I've already purchased one. Believe it or not, that little piece there was £14 to be delivered to my house from Spain, which may seem like a lot for a tiny piece of rubber. But if it takes this from a non-working condition to a fully working condition, then it's a small price to pay. So we're going to give it a go. Now, to illustrate the problem, I'll show you exactly what's happening. I've got a cassette here, which I won't be able to play more than a couple of seconds of for obvious reasons. But if I hit play, sounds fantastic, really does. It's hooked up to some very basic speakers, but it sounds very, very good. But if I hit rewind, that's moving slower than the play. It's starting to pick up now, but it's much slower than it should be. And likewise, if I hit forward, again, that's a lot slower than it should be. It's actually a little bit faster than it was showing me earlier. But that's a problem. I'm going to power this off now, take the cassette out, remove the door to the front, which just slides up and off. Quite a weighty door, very well made, these units. And now I'm going to bring you in closer and see what we do next. Now I'm hoping this angle is good enough. I feel like it's pretty good. This unit has new belts because I fitted new belts not long ago, but never replaced the tyre on the idler pulley because it was working perfectly fine at the time. But a few more months and now it's slipping, obviously. So we're going to address that. I just need to remove that plate and I should have access, which looks to be a couple of very small screws, which you can see if I get a pointing stick up there and up there. If I remove those two, I'd like to think that plate will then come out. So we'll give that a go. I'm using these very small little screwdrivers, which you can pick up very cheap from AliExpress, Amazon, anywhere like that. One day I'll figure out how to put links in the description of where I get my tools. I'll zoom out slightly. There you go. While he's taking that plate off, I just want to give a huge shout out to Cymbal Tech in Slough in England. His channel is absolutely incredible. He's got nearly 200 videos. He's a electronics repair technician who seems to specialize in amplifiers. What he doesn't know about diagnosing, repairing and building amplifiers just isn't worth knowing. He knows more than anyone I've ever seen. He's well worth checking out. Go give him a follow. Cheers. Back to me. Now there, you can see the tyre on that idler wheel. And it feels very, very firm to the touch. And that should be like a soft rubber. It also looks quite thin. So it's certainly worn down and certainly needs replacing. You can see the size of that one that's going to go on. So, need to just get that off. On the very front of this wheel there's a tiny little washer. It's clear so you can't see it, but the edge of my screwdriver is touching it. And that tiny little nylon washer needs to come off in order for the wheel to come off. Now I need to try and find a tool that will get that off. And I'm not sure I have anything perfect for the job. But that's done the trick. If you can see it on the end, there you go. Keep that, you don't want to lose it. Now hopefully my wheel will come off. Yes, it will. If you saw that, there is a tiny metal washer left on the pin there, so don't lose that either. Cassette decks are very intricate things and also very delicate things, and everything needs to be present for it to work properly. So we've got our idler wheel now and the old tyre that's on it. It is a little bit firm and it is a little bit worn down, so we are replacing it. So let's pop this one off. There we go. So there's the old one coming off. Now I've seen worse, but yeah, let's put that there. Get our new one for comparison. Open the new one. Plop that there. And I will say instantly, this one's very hard and shiny, and this one's very soft and grippy. So this is going to make a huge difference. So let's now just pop that one back on. And there we go. It's now seated in, nice and flat all the way around. So now we're just going to pop this back on there. Not forgetting our little nylon washer. Now you have to be very careful with these. These are not that simple to pop back on. I actually think I've done well there, getting that back on, because it is indeed back on. Perfect. So now time to reinstall the metal plate, which you simply drop back in. There we go. Just make sure it's seated flush to the back. And then just pop your 2 screws back in. I'll start with this one. That's it. Once that's on, just pop your door back on. Make sure it's the right way up, and it just simply slides downwards from the top on. That's it, and that will close. Now hopefully that's job done, so let's give it a test. Okay, let's get our plug back in, switched on, powered on. Got my trusty tape. Again, I can only play a couple of seconds on this for obvious reasons. Let's hit play, see if she works. No problem at all. Now, let's hit rewind and see if it's a little bit faster or any better. Look at that. And forward. There you go. Easy as that. And there you go. One perfectly working Nakamichi BX-2 cassette deck. If you're experiencing those issues on your cassette deck, that's very likely the culprit. So give that a go. A simple and cheap idler tyre. Piece of rubber. Order yourself one. Take 20 minutes out of your day. Follow the steps I just showed you. And chances are you'll have a fully working cassette deck by the end of it that you can enjoy for many more years to come. So I hope you found that useful. If you did, please consider hitting the like button. And if you'd be really kind, the subscribe button too. Thank you once again. I'm going to go and listen to the Prodigy. I hope you go and listen to your favourite cassettes, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.